Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today is the first Lightning Collection figure review in a pretty good amount of time. I think it's been like 3 months since I had a new Lightning Collection figure, which was probably like metallic white at this point. But these have finally arrived from Target. They actually arrived a couple of days ago, but I just have not gotten the chance to look at any of them until now, so I haven't opened any of them either. So we have the next batch of Ninja Ranger figures, which of course are Target exclusives, which I do believe are available still on the Target website right now. Now I'm going to be taking a look at each of these in its own separate video. It's today, starting with Rocky. Obviously, if you've clicked this video, you know which one we're going to start with. So these are the second wave of these, following these guys, which I almost completely dropped, from like March and April or so. Maybe even May is when I got most of these. So this completes the team. So this completes the entire Ninja Ranger team, Ninjetti team from the movie, Season 3, 95 movie, whichever version of these you want to call them, or, you know, version of them that they are supposed to be depicting, because you can kind of get both of them out of there. So we'll go ahead and move Kat out of the way and Aisha out of the way, because we're going to take a look at Rocky to start here, with a lot of nice glare on the box from the lights. So here is the Ninja Red Ranger in its box, and I'm just going to pan up the camera just a little bit so you can kind of get the whole thing into the frame there. So I like these boxes quite a bit. Obviously we still have Tom Whalen artwork for a little bit. This is one of the final things we're going to get it on, this and Wave 12, so we're almost done with those, unfortunately. It matches the other ones we've had from the Ninja Rangers so far. We can see the 3 different heads that you're going to get: the Ninja Ranger mode, the kind of intermediate mode, and the full-on just civilian mode with the bandana. And then you have a, I think, new effect piece. Most of the ninjas have had some sort of unique-ish effect piece for like punching or kicking, that are all kind of this like off-white creamy color. And then we have the swappable hands. Obviously on the side there we have Rocky there, which my box, it's like fully not completely assembled or some weird thing going on there. I don't really know what that's about. And then you can see the ape there. And on the side, obviously, Mighty Morphin logo and everything. And then on the back, you have the render there with the punching effect piece. And it looks pretty good. So, yeah, it's been a minute since we've had a Lightning Collection figure. And obviously this one is going to essentially just be a full-on repaint of the male molds from the first wave, which we had red, or which we had black, blue, and white from, and now we have red. So this is the final of the male modes for the ninjas, or male molds for the ninjas, that we can take a look at. So let's go ahead and open up Rocky and see what he has. Okay, so here's everything that Rocky gets out of the box, and it's not a bad figure by any means. These Ninja Ranger figures they're so conflicting to me, because I think these look really, really good, like when you have them in a nice pose and you kind of are just looking at them from a distance. I think they've captured the look of the Ninjetti Ninja Ranger suits very, very well with these Lightning Collection figures, but these ones are still just constructed so oddly with their joints, and they feel so stiff in some regards. And now I will say that the second wave of these batch of 3, red, yellow, and cat pink, have infinitely better quality control for the most part compared to that first wave, which was notorious for how bad the paint applications were, and was notorious for things breaking or things not even being included, or having like the wrong hands and tons of stuff that was just completely unacceptable. And I really haven't been seeing that on any kind of widespread pattern compared to the first wave with these ones. But that doesn't mean that these are absolutely perfect. As you can see here on mine, obviously I just ordered them on Target.com, so I have no way of knowing how the paint's going to turn out on these. And mine is not the greatest. I don't really like this gold mark that's on mine right there, right above the ape coin. And also there's a little bit of the white that's chipped off on kind of the belt on there. Now from a distance, that's not too bad. Honestly, that doesn't really bother me on the belt, but that gold kind of does. I feel like it kind of does stand out on there. But for the most part, just taking a look at the figure, I do think that it was painted very nicely. Not that there is too much paint on these. Obviously you have the little diamonds all over the place and the gold trim and that kind of thing. Taking a look at the back, because I haven't really had a chance to look at the back because it was in a box. That looks pretty solid though. I think that's pretty good from the back view there. I really like this suit in red. I think that this looks pretty nice in red, and I'm definitely happy that we have it so soon after the first 4, because it's actually just really nice that they've completed this entire team so quickly. But yeah, I mean, it's essentially the exact same figure as Billy, Adam, and Tommy. I will say I was kind of just breaking in some of the joints a little bit before I just stood it here for the review. And I will say that this one is significantly less tight than my other ones were, but that's a good thing. That's a pro, because I don't feel like this is necessarily going to break as easily. I know my Adam, this joint was very, very weak, very, very loose on my Adam there. but I don't really necessarily feel that here. Kind of trying to get the double joints to work there. I think that looks pretty nice. You know, you want these ones to be able to really move around and really get some nice posability out of them, so having their joints be so stiff and everything is not the best thing. I will say these are definitely hard to get to stand up in like a kind of a static pose. Like this joint here, every time I move this leg joint here, it feels like it's going to break, or it feels like I shouldn't move it, which I definitely do not like that aspect of it. But obviously these joints do still kind of look a little strange and everything, but that's just a kind of a problem with the whole figures there. I have been seeing some people's have the wrong like upper arm piece there, and I don't think mine has that problem. You can definitely see some weird molding things there. There we go, that's focusing now. Just kind of where that piece was cut off of the mold, but I can get the rotation out of there pretty good. I'm not too worried about these ones breaking. Ooh, that was a solid click. So the fists are okay. I think they are the correct hand. Yeah, that is a right hand and a left hand, so it's sad that I have to check that, but I do. But yeah, I think Rocky here turned out pretty solid. There is the face there, which is pretty much the exact same as all the other ones we've had with these. On the back, you still have the little bit of articulation on these. I know that they are able to move. There we go. Like I said, I did kind of break in that little joint there a little bit. So I do think that that's really cool, that you can move these all over the place. That really does help for some more dynamic poses out of these guys, especially if you're going to have them, you know, flying in the air or kicking around, or you know, flying over the place fighting your Wave 9 Tengas. So there is kind of the basic figure there. Now, of course, we have a bunch of other head sculpts to take a look at, so we'll go ahead and swap the Ranger one we have going on here and put on, I believe this is what this one's supposed to be for. I never really know. Actually, I'm not sure if you're supposed to use the collar piece for both the civilian head and the intermediate head. I'm not 100% sure. Did that go on the joint? I prefer these ninja joints. I like this ninja head joint, but I never really know if I've gotten it on there all the way. Ah, there goes the head. I also never know if this is facing the correct direction. So there's Rocky's head on there. And I will say, out of the 3 Rocky heads we have so far, Zeo Blue, Metallic Red, and Ninja Red, I definitely think that this is the best looking version of Rocky we've had so far. Here's a comparison with Steve Cardenas himself. I definitely do actually see Rocky in this head sculpt, and I really do like these Ninjetti head sculpts quite a bit. Like, I really do like that. So that's pretty cool right there. And you kind of get the bandana continuing back there, of course. And then, honestly, some of my favorite heads of these, which is what I have the other 4 kind of defaulted in right now, is these intermediate mode ones. I really do like these. This kind of definitely gives them more of that movie look. So, and I do think, and I'll kind of bring in the other ones here, I do think they do a pretty good job at making them look unique enough. Like, you know, this actually does look like it's Rocky underneath the wraps there compared to Adam, Tommy, and Billy. Like, that looks really cool. So this is definitely the version of these that I definitely prefer, where you kind of still get enough, you know, just enough to where the likeness is good enough to where, you know, that covering kind of helps you kind of bypass anything that doesn't really look like them too much on them. I'm sorry, I really do like how these look so far, and I'm happy that they've included that. So that is pretty much going to do it for Rocky. Of course, he does have his swappable hands as well, which we'll take a look at very briefly. Is he going to stand? He's going to stand. So you kind of get these, which I will say these hands, for whatever reason, were very difficult to get out of the package. I thought I was going to break them, to be honest, but I got them out safely. So we have kind of this sort of like kind of grabbing hand, pointing hand kind of thing. So you know, very nice unique hand there for his right hand, and then for his left hand you kind of get a very similar looking thing there, so you can kind of get them in some cool dynamic poses with that. And then for the fist, you do get this effect piece, which is not the same fist punching effect piece we've had with previous Lightning Collection figures. It is a unique one in that regard, so we can go ahead and put that onto the default fist that he comes with. Will it rest there? There's like a, there we go, well, kind of. I don't want to break the joint on that. But there's definitely kind of like a slot for the fist to sort of rest in there. So you can kind of, ooh, well, that didn't really work. Kind of get him in a pose there. So something makes it actually look like he's punching or something. But you can see what I mean. There's definitely like a grip in there, which maybe that isn't for the fist. Maybe, well, no, that kind of rested in there. There we go. Kind of felt a little bit of pressure on that being sort of set into place. So there is the red Ninja Ranger Rocky, which, you know what, I have not brought this in a long time, but to wrap up this video, I think we're going to go ahead and have Rocky kind of rotate around on this little base and see how that works. So yeah, there he goes. So there is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Ninja Red Ranger figure Rocky, Target exclusive figure. So I am very happy with this figure. Obviously, if you are a fan of Red Rangers or Rocky or Mighty Morphin Season 3, or you collect all the other Ninja Rangers, you're definitely going to want to get this one for your collection. So there will be a link to it down in the description below from both Target.com and HasbroPulse.com. I'm not sure if or when Hasbro Pulse is sending these out in particular, but you can find these on Target's website and also in Target stores pretty readily at this point because they've been out for a couple of weeks. And be sure to check out my video reviews of the older Ninja Rangers, which are up on the YouTube channel right now. And stay tuned for my reviews of Aisha and the cat figure, which will be coming out over the next couple of days. Until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR, and I'll see you all next time.